Hey guys, welcome back to the continuation of organic chemistry. We have just started the basics of organic chemistry. Afterwards, I have taken you to the next topic, which was alkanes and the basic properties of the alkanes. We have studied one of the property of alkane in detail, and that is called as combustion. What is combustion? How it is happening? Why it is considered as an exothermic chemical reaction? What are the two different forms of the combustion, and what are the examples of the two different forms of the combustion for the first three members of the alkanes family: methane, ethane, propane. Okay, right now I am going to take you to the second property of alkanes, and that is called as cracking. Okay, what is cracking? The name is telling you, the name is sufficient to inform you that it must be a process in which we are breaking down something. Yes, an alkane is actually breaking down. When an alkane is breaking down, it is converting itself into its smaller units. What are the cracking positivities? What are the benefits behind cracking? How cracking is performed, etc., etc., will be a topic right now. Okay, so I am okay. This pen is okay. Yeah. Okay, so I am right now writing the heading first of all, and that is cracking. Oh, this is quite very thicker. Okay, yes, take this. Okay, now in case of cracking, we have taken an alkane. Okay, when we are going to do the cracking, it is either going to give us alkene, a shorter chain alkene, and along with that a shorter chain. I must write shorter chain. Okay, you should know this thing, that a longer chain alkane is basically cracked down to give shorter chain alkene, and shorter chain alkane along with alkene and alkane mixture will be there. Or the other type of the cracking is shorter chain alkene plus hydrogen gas. Before moving ahead towards anywhere, I would like to inform you, sometimes examiner is asking what are the benefits of cracking, why cracking is carried out. So you should know this thing, that sometimes we are digging any place of land to get any specific type of hydrocarbons. Then we are observing that, for example, there is alkanes of longer carbon atom chain. Let's suppose C50. If C is 50, then what will be the hydrogens? Okay, C 50, 50 times 2 is 100 plus 2, 102. Okay, C50H102 is the hydrogen number, and that is called an alkane, as it is following the general formula of alkane, that is CnH2n plus 2. Now, the point is this, that we are requiring C10, C5, C6 in the industry, and we are getting only C50. So what is the use of C50 then? It is useless if we are requiring C5, C6, C10, etc. We are requiring the smaller ones, and we have a very longer one, very larger one. So what we have to do, we will shift that longer one, larger one into smaller units. We are going to chop it, we are going to crack it, we are going to break it into its smaller components, and that is called as cracking. Okay, before moving ahead, I would like to inform you that there are certain conditions for cracking, and that is 300 degrees Celsius to 600 degrees Celsius temperature is required for this, and the catalyst can be Al2O3 and silicon oxide along with titanium oxide. These are all possible catalysts, but the most famous one is Al2O3 and silicon oxide as well. Okay, now what is the product, how it is going to be produced, something like that. We are going to continue with that. Okay, one more thing, a trick which I am telling you. Okay, so examiner was asking that what is the benefit of cracking. So answer number one, to prepare shorter chain alkane, to prepare shorter chain alkene, to prepare hydrogen gas as well. Where examiner is saying for Haber's process, which was a process for the preparation of ammonia, NH3 formula, what was the equation? It was N2 plus 3H2 reversible reaction making 2NH3. So examiner was asking what is the source of nitrogen gas. You are saying that it will be obtained by fractional distillation of liquid air. Then what is the next question? What is the source for hydrogen? Hydrogen can be obtained by cracking of alkanes. By cracking of petroleum or by cracking of alkanes, hydrogen can be obtained. So hydrogen source is cracking of alkane. That we have seen this thing right now. Okay, what is the next point? Temperature and conditions, I have informed it to you. One more trick which I would like to share with you all, and that is while doing cracking, remember this thing that number of times carbon and hydrogen present in the reactant should be equal to number of times carbon and hydrogen present in the product. Okay, before moving ahead, before moving towards the practice and the reactions of the cracking, I would like to bring your attention towards next point, and that is called as what is an alkene, because we are going to start making alkenes in cracking. We are not starting alkene, we have not finished alkanes yet, but I would like to give you a small introduction to alkene so that you people may be able to develop the formula of an alkene while writing the cracking products of an alkane. Okay, let me move to the next page, and that is this. We can say this thing that what is an alkene. Okay, so guys, an alkene is a compound, is a hydrocarbon, is an organic compound, is a homologous series which has a general formula of CnH2n. Okay, very simple. It means that whatsoever is the number of carbon atoms, hydrogen atoms will be double than that of it. Okay. Remember this thing that while making an alkene, one should know this thing very particularly, very clearly, that every alkene must have at least one carbon-carbon double covalent bond. Okay, at least one carbon-carbon double covalent bond. Sometimes there is a compound drawn by the examiner. That compound has not only the carbon-carbon double covalent bond, rather carbon-oxygen double covalent bond as well. And that examiner is asking why this compound is an alkene. A student is writing due to double covalent bond. It's a weird answer. It is not giving a clear answer. It is not telling the examiner very clearly double covalent bond. There are two types of the double covalent bond. About which double covalent bond you are talking? So what should be the answer? A very clear answer should be there. You should answer the examiner that actually in this example which you have drawn, there is one carbon carbon double covalent bond due to which it is considered as an alkene. Okay, so this is why it is very important, it is very compulsory to keep this carbon carbon double covalent bond in your mind. Okay, right now we can say this thing that in case of alkenes, at least carbon carbon double covalent bond should be there. That I have told you. Now I would like to bring your attention to the next point, and that is how to develop the formula of an alkene. So, for example, we are saying that it is C2, then H will become 4. Okay, why? Because it is an alkene of two members. When we are saying this thing that it is an alkene, one should know this thing that as it is made up of two carbon atoms only, so it is an ethene. Okay, why the name will be ethene? Because H stands for two carbon atoms and ene is for the double covalent bond. If we are talking about the next one, it is C3, then H will become 6, which is just telling us that it is propene. Guys, I would like to inform you that here I am just telling you that according to the general formula, this will be the name. But remember this thing that there are specific naming for organic compounds. Once I will teach you a little bit of the content, then I will bring your attention to the specific topic, a separate topic, which is called as the naming of organic compounds, in which I will tell you what position we have to mention, how we have to label the double covalent bond, how we have to mention where something is attached in an alkene, where something is attached in an alkane, etc., etc. So this is just about the introduction to an alkene. This is just about to tell you that how to write the structure of an alkane and how to write down the structure of an alkene, how to write down the formula of an alkane, and how to write down the formula of an alkene. I am just preparing you for the basics of cracking. Right now, I am going to take you to the next page to give you a few examples of cracking. So you can see this thing on the next page here. Okay. On the next page here, you can see what is cracking. here I am just telling it to you. Just take one alkane. We have taken C18. If C is 18, how many hydrogens will be there for an alkane? It will be C18, H38. Why? Because the general formula was Cn, H2n plus 2. Okay. Guys, let me inform you very clearly. C18, H38, Cn, H2n plus 2 is the general formula for an alkane. I have just told it to you. We have this alkane and we are going to crack it down into smaller compounds. Okay, guys, as per my commitment, I'm going to make two types of the compounds. One party will have the combination of shorter chain alkane, shorter chain alkene. The other party will have shorter chain alkenes and hydrogen, and the same promise that number of carbon and hydrogen atoms in the reactants and the products should be same. Okay, this is one of the trick, this is one of the thing by which you can make the things easier, by which you can understand the concept easily. Okay, right away in this case we are going to mark a line over there, and here I am writing shorter chain alkane, here I'm writing shorter chain alkane and shorter chain alkene. Okay, and then here I'm writing shorter chain alkene and hydrogen here. Okay, guys, few things which I would like to discuss with you before moving towards this answer. Sometimes examiner is not asking you to prepare a specific type of alkane or a specific type of an alkene. Sometimes examiner is giving you a leverage to make the compound on your own. In that case, every student of the class can make different type of the compounds, and many of the answers can be considered as correct answer. But remember this thing, that while making different types of the alkanes and different types of the alkenes, one should know this thing, that carbon and hydrogen atoms on both sides should be equal in reactants and products. Before moving ahead, I would like to inform you, sometimes an examiner is saying that you have to prepare an alkene of two members or an alkane of two members. What is the meaning of an alkene of two members? It is a two carbon atom alkane of two members, two carbon atom alkane, etc. Or your answer must contain hydrogen. It means that we have to go towards the possibility in which hydrogen and an alkene is formed. Remember this thing. One more trick I would like to share with you, that an alkene and alkane can be combination, but hydrogen can never be a combination with an alkane. So this is one of the trick which you people can keep in your mind. Okay, now one more thing which I would like to inform to all of you is this. Let's prepare first of all. Okay. So it is C18, H38, and now I am going to break it into, for example, C4H10. This is an alkane. Okay. Guys, I would like to inform you one more thing at this step. Try to, if examiner is asking you to prepare the product on your own, then try to prepare lesser number of, at least I can say you just prepare one alkane. Okay, try to prepare one alkane and the rest of the alkenes. Why? If you will look into the general formula of alkane and alkene, it will tell you that alkane formula is consuming more hydrogens. When you people will prepare more number of hydrogens, then automatically your hydrogens will be consumed greater than carbon atom, and it can create a confusion for you to count the carbon atoms and hydrogen atoms again and again and again. When you people are solving a paper of like 80 marks in theory paper, and the time is short, there is no option, no choice, then obviously every moment, every minute, every second is playing a big role. So that's why, to avoid such type of a hassle, I would like to suggest you, this is not a very big compulsion, but it can create a problem. So but I would like to suggest you, whenever an alkene and alkane combination is to prepare, try to prepare only one alkane and the rest are alkenes. Okay, so we have prepared C4H10. Now I'm going to change the color so that you people may have an idea that what is the next. Now it is an alkene. Okay, C4H8. Okay, C4H10 was an alkane. C4H8 is an alkene. Okay, C4H8. Oh, can we prepare the similar? Yes, we can prepare the similar. Okay, and then let's count this. Okay, 4, 4, 4. 4, 4, 4 means 12, and 12. It means we have total 18 carbon atoms, but here we have only 12 carbon atoms. It means that we are left with six more carbon atoms. Okay. Now I am going to prepare two more alkenes. For example, one of them is C5H10 and the other is C5. Okay, C3 and C2 can be taken as well. Okay, C2, C2H4 and C4H8 can be taken. Okay, now count it. Okay, I'm a little bit making it smaller. Okay, look at here right now. 4, 4, 4. It means 12. 12 plus 12 plus 2. 12 plus 2 is 14. 14 plus 4, 18. Okay, our carbon number is equal now. What about the hydrogen now? 10 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. 8 into 3 is 8 times 2, 16, and times 3 is 24. 24 plus 10 is 34. 34 plus 4 is 38. Oh, we have made the carbon and hydrogen equal to our reactants. This was an alkane. I am making it lighten over there, highlighting it. Okay, and the remaining are the alkenes of different formulas. Three of them are similar, one is separate. We can make one C3 as well, the other C5 as well. This type of combinations are possible as well, as far as examiner is not asking for a specific compound. Okay, I am on the next now. Okay, right now you can see this thing that alkene and hydrogen. Okay, guys, in this case, for example, if it is hydrogen, okay, we have prepared hydrogen first of all. It means that we are left with 36 hydrogens now. Okay, one more thing, for the cracking, reactant is always an alkane. Remember this thing. Sometimes students are asking this question from me as well, that can we do the cracking of alkene? No, never. Okay, reactant of cracking is always an alkane. Guys, this cracking will play the similar important role in AS level as well. Okay, examiner can ask such type of questions in A2 even, because in A2 we are considering that you have all the basics of O levels, IGCSE and AS in your mind, so we can ask a question related to that as well. Okay, there is lesser possibility, obviously there is a huge content for A2 syllabus on its own as well, but there are chances. Okay, so here I am writing the next one, the alkenes. Now it is C5H10. Okay, then it is C4H8. Okay, and then it is C3H6. Okay, different, yes, different. Now count it. Okay, 5 and 4, 9, 9 and 3, 12. Oh, it is 18 and it is left with 6. Okay, then can I say this thing that it is one C4H8 and the other C2H4? Yes, C4H8 and C2H4. Oh, this time, Summer teacher, you have made all of them separate. Yes, you can make each of them separate. Okay, other way around, you can make 2C4, 3C4 in that case as well. Okay, one more question which might be in some of your students, might be it is in your brain right now, and you're thinking about that. That instead of writing one C4, another C4, another C4, can we write 3C4H8 as well? Yes, you are perfectly allowed to write 3C4H8 as well, but it will create a confusion for those students. It will, it's not a right word, it can create a confusion for those students who have lesser practice. So it is really, really very important. It is really, really very important to look into the thing and to find out that what we have to do and how we have to do. It is better to not to multiply, to not to sum up the things. In this way, if you are going to write each of the components separately, things can become easier and simpler for you. I'm going to change the board towards the next one. Okay, so this was an example. For example, if examiner is saying, now this is examiner's question, if examiner is saying that C20H42 is an alkane. Okay, and he is saying prepare an alkene of 5 carbon atoms and hydrogen gas. Okay, an alkene of 5 carbon atoms. It means that he is not giving us any other option. alkene of 5 carbon atom. An is not the right word here. An is just telling that there can be only one. So alkenes of 5 carbon atoms and hydrogen. So what will be the possibility in that case? It is 4C5H10. Oh, 4C5H10 is C20H40 now. And what is the next? And hydrogen gas. This is the option examiner is asking for. Okay, done. And then, for example, if he is asking, crack it down, and your answer should contain one alkene and one alkane. So it means it's up to you. Whatsoever alkene you want to prepare, whatsoever alkene you want to prepare, you can prepare any of the alkane, any of the alkene. Every class fellow can prepare different. All of them can be correct. Okay, now for example, we have said C10H20 alkene and C10H 20, H22 alkane. Okay, so this is an alkene and an alkane. Okay, this type of questions can be answered. This type of answer can be the answer for the questions in which examiner is saying make an alkene and an alkane of equal number of carbon atoms. So in that case, you have to stick with such type of an answer. In that case, there is no other option. Okay, equal number for C20 is possible only in that case, but equal number questions can be asked with the even number of the carbon atoms only. If there will be an alkene or an alkane of C15, for example, then equal number is not possible in that case. Okay, so such type of the questions can be asked as well. Here, for example, he is asking from you that prepare an alkene of 3 carbon atom and an alkane. Okay, so here we can say C17 and C3. So C3H what 6 will be an alkene because he is asking for an alkene of 3 carbon atom, and C17H36 is an alkane. Okay, so guys, these are the different possibilities for the cracking. Remember this thing, I am making the things wrap up again. First of all, what is cracking? To break up the longer chain alkanes to convert itself into shorter chain alkane, shorter chain alkene, and hydrogen gas. Uses of alkanes have been shared. Uses of cracking have been shared with you. Conditions for cracking have been shared with you. Different possibilities of cracking have been shared with you, and it has been informed to you very clearly that what type of questions can be asked, how we have to answer this type of the questions. But definitely, it is really, really very important to make a practice of the past papers. As far as you people are not making the past papers practice, it is just a one hand of the clap, and for the other hand of the clap, it is really compulsory to make a practice, a focus on the past papers. All of you are more welcome for any questions. All the best to all of you. See you in the next class with substitution.